Hi, I'm Thomas.
And I'm Ben.
And we wanted to talk about our 2023 state competition over at Eastern Washington University, in which I competed with my partner Arthur as Team Kelpie.
And I competed with my partner Leo as Team Phoenix. At state, our planes performed worse than expected. This was because we had less time to trim our planes than normal. Normally at events like this, we have a full day to trim in a large gym with no vents on, in comparison to our BPC, which is relatively small and normally has the vents on, which affects flight performance a lot. We only had an hour time to trim, in which we were allotted, and all of our team had to trim within that time. We weren't used to this new kit, which is the J&H Aerospace Stinger, while we normally use the Freedom Flight Kit, which meant that we were less efficient when trimming, and this led to us having a worse time at around 38 seconds.
Although me and my partner Arthur didn't use the J&H kit, the Stinger, we still suffered from poor flight performance, as mentioned, due to the only having 1 hour of allotted time to tune our plane, as well as the fact that due to an oversight, we had to finish our design log during that 1 hour period, which gave us even less time to do trimming, fixing the wings, adjusting the center of gravity, things like that, which terrible idea. We should have got that done way before competition. However, that cost us, and we ended up getting, I think, around 17 seconds in flight time, which was not competitive.
Due to a slight oversight in the rules, both of our bridges were out of spec because of a rule regarding contact zones that we didn't see in the rules.
Yeah. So what essentially contact zones refer to is, if we take a look at this block, which is what our bridges rest on, during competition, you can see it's 15 centimeters wide. And so the contact zones for Division C essentially state that there's a 10 centimeter area in the middle in which there's 2.5 centimeters left over on each side, and those 2.5 centimeters are the Division C contact zones, essentially meaning Division C bridges have to touch on this area. And the inside 10 centimeters is for Division B, and those bridges can touch inside that area. Our bridges, such as this one, as an example, this one is only 8 centimeters, and which is pretty common in all of our bridges. All of our bridges were under 10 centimeters wide, meaning that when we went to competition, they were disqualified because we were inside of the Division B contact zone, not the Division C contact zone, which was wider.
In writing to it, we were confident in our performance. The object we were asked to describe was debatably easier to write about than normal, and whenever our partners brought back pictures of the device, it looked very similar to the device that we had described. However, whenever we got our rankings back at the end of the event, we found that we placed a lot lower than we expected in comparison to the other teams.
All right.
Our main problem in the flight event this year came from our lack of a good place to practice and tune our planes, since the BPC is too small to reliably do it. So how to improve for next year will be to find a better and larger place to be able to tune them. So we're going to try to contact other high schools or other places with gyms or large areas.
To ensure that another incident like what happened at this year's state competition doesn't happen again in future events, we will make sure to take a close look at the rules for all of for especially our bridge event or tower event, whichever we happen to have next year, and possibly have a session in which we all look over the rules just so that we're all clear on everything that could possibly happen.
To ensure success in Ride and Do It, we need to continuously practice and keep it in a consistent schedule. One of our ways to do this is to have one partner pair create a Ride and Do It for the week, and all the other partner pairs shall have completed that Ride and Do It by the end of the week. This is to ensure that next time we have a Ride and Do It event, we obtain higher marks for it and to ultimately do better than what we had done at the state competitions.